North Korean officials are demanding handwriting samples from thousands of residents in Pyongyang after graffiti appeared calling King Jong Un a son of a bee. The message, Kim Jong Un, you son of a bee. The people are starving to death because of you, appeared on the walls of an apartment building in the Pyongchon district on December 22, according to news site Daily NK. The offensive scrawl comes amid a severe famine made worse by recent flooding and the closure of the northern border with China due to the COVID pandemic. The graffiti appeared as high-level meetings of the ruling Workers' Party of Korea were taking place in the capital. It was soon scrubbed off the walls by local officials, and police are working to track down the perpetrator. Officers have been going door to door to nearby homes and businesses to demand handwriting samples and question locals about their movements on the day the message appeared. The furor was reported to Seoul-based news site Daily NK by a network of undercover citizen reporters in North Korea and China from which it gains information about the closed state. Police are likely to be using the thousands of CCTV cameras which Kim has installed throughout the city, the site reported. Criticism of Kim or the regime is strictly forbidden, and those who dissent against his tyranny are likely to face long sentences at notorious forced labor camps. In serious cases, rebels can even be put to death. Protests against Kim are extremely rare and almost unheard of in the capital Pyongyang, where only the elite are allowed to live. The last recorded example was in March 2018, when a colonel was publicly executed after writing slogans on the April 24th House of Culture in Pyongyang. April 24th is the Day of the Sun, the birthday of Kim's grandfather Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea. However, the food shortages have become so dire that they are now causing misery to residents of the capital. Even Kim has appeared slimmer ever in recent photos, although many speculate that this is as a result of health problems. Toshimitsu Shigemura, a professor at Tokyo's Waseda University and the author of a number of books on the Kim dynasty, told The Telegraph, to have a message such as this appear on a wall in Pyongyang will have been a shock to the authorities and to ordinary people. It is expected that the people there are loyal because their lives are better than those elsewhere, so the authorities will be worried that the elite are unhappy. I think a lot of people who saw the graffiti will have agreed with it, but they would have been too scared to say so out loud. The impoverished country's food shortages are such that poorer citizens have resorted to kidnapping children of the wealthy, while the regime has recommended people eat delicious black swan meat. In September, 4 child kidnappings were reported amid shortages of food, medicines, fuel and other essentials. The country has faced a supply crisis ever since it closed its border with China in January 2020 due to the pandemic. North Korea is heavily reliant on its communist neighbor, as sanctions mean that it is unable to trade publicly with other countries. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that North Korea is short of 860,000 tons of produce this year, equivalent to approximately 2.3 months of food for the country of 26 million people. Although the country has no officially recorded cases of COVID, experts believe this is unlikely due to smuggling at the porous Chinese border, and even Kim has hinted that his country is suffering with infections. In June, Kim sacked senior officials over what he called a crucial lapse that had caused a great crisis with grave consequences. The North Korean dictator recalled the country's Politburo and berated high-ranking communist officials, signaling that the country's COVID defenses had been breached. The official Korean Central News Agency did not elaborate on what the dictator was referring to, and it is not known how many senior officials were sacked or what happened to them.